Hello everybody, welcome back. In this video, I'll discuss a common problem that a lot of students seem to be running into while they are making the shooting game. Now, uh, you know, this is something that is generally useful, so pay attention to this. Of course, in the shooting game is where people are really seeing the effect, right? So let's recap. What was our shooting game? So recall this is the game that we built in the class, right? Here what happens is that there's a knight. I can make it a little bit bigger, right? So everybody can see. Here's a knight, here's a retro. Right now for the demonstration purpose, I have made retro bullets very infrequent. So pretty much retro will not shoot because I just want to focus on the knight, right? And everything looks fine here. You notice that when I press the space bar, knight shoots out a bullet quite nicely, right? Everything comes, uh, you know, right from the knight, right? Now, a lot of you seem to have a situation where you create the bullet, everything happens, but the bullet does not come near the knight, right? Or whatever your sprite is, right? It probably goes somewhere else, right? Now, why does that happen? Right? You are doing everything correct. You are saying, go when I press the space bar, create a clone, for example, of the shooting sprite, right? And in here you are saying, I'm saying go to knight, and you are also doing that, right? So what is the problem? Yeah, the problem lies, all right, whenever you see something like that, the problem lies not so much in the code as it is in the costume, right? So remember, let's look at the night bullet costume, all right? So if I do that, right, if I look at it, will look something like this. However, you know if I sort of zoom this out, what you will notice is that my night bullet is perfectly centered, right? So basically, when I say go to night, right, it's basically the center of this screen that goes to night, right? So if your night bullet, for example, is off center, and we can do it now, right? If I maybe I'll zoom it in a little bit, right? Let's say my night bullet is say somewhere here, right? So what will happen is that, or maybe I'll move it even further, right? Let's say my night bullet is, oops, not this way, right? Say my night bullet is somewhere here, right? So what will happen is when I say go to night, it's this point that will go to the night, but this point will be somewhere far away, right? And we can see this in action. If I did this, right? So what will happen is when I press the space bar, you notice night bullet is now coming from somewhere far away, not from the night, right? Now this in this thing, it's not mattering too much, but if your bullet is large, and it's just so happens that it's, let's say, totally in a corner, maybe we can zoom out and make it, push it further out. Let's say I push it somewhere, oops, not to make it bigger, but let's say I make it, right. I It's hard to move it without this. Let's say I move it even far away, right? So basically when I do that, I make it small again, right? So what will happen is that if you see, the bullet will be even further from the knife when I shoot. It's coming somewhere from here, and it looks very awkward, right? So to fix this, it's very simple. For your night as well as for retro, right? Make sure that the costume is nicely centered on this point. And how do you do that? Well, this there is a small circle kind of thing here, right? Uh, so when I go and select this costume, I make sure it's nicely sitting on that, right? And the reason is that when we say go to, right, it's basically the center point that is going to the night, right? So this is in fact in general important. When you create a sprite, right, by and large we will always center it, right? So please make sure the sprite is centered, the bullet, this as well as the retro bullets, and then a lot of your problems will actually just take care of themselves. Now you notice it comes nicely from the night, and likewise for the retro. All right, so I hope this was clear. uh, as much as the code is important, so is all these costumes, because finally is these costumes that are playing a big role in how this sprite is appearing, where it is appearing, right? So take care, wish you all the best, and enjoy this game. All right, take care, bye bye, thank you.